Welcome to FarmFact. This is the first video in the demonstration series, and with this one we're going to more or less just answer some questions very typical to what we would get at one of the farm shows, and then we'll go around some of the FarmFact screen and explain a few items to you. One of the very first questions we typically get is, how long have you been in business? Well, FarmFact began back in 1979, actually became available in 1980, but it wasn't designed for individual use at that time. It was designed as a accounting service center, and is still used to this day in that way. And there are, besides ourselves, other service centers that use it for accounting for other folks. But about around the year 2000, 2002, we began to redesign it and redevelop FarmFact for use by individuals, which is primarily what we promote and use today. One of the things that you learn quickly when you do accounting for other people is, number one, you can't take all day to make entries, and number two, you have to be able to change or edit or alter anything that you've done. So those are two of the primary hallmarks of FarmFact, that it is designed to be very simple to do entries in a quick and orderly fashion, or to be able to go back and edit and change anything that you've done. People want to know where we're located. If they call for support, are they going to talk to someone in China? Well, we're Midwest oriented. We are in central Illinois, southwest Illinois, actually, about an hour north of St. Louis. If you call the toll-free number that we've had for some 25 years, you'll come right to our desk. We sell directly to the public. We do the development right here at our offices. You may be, in fact, talking with either customer support or even one of the program individuals, or a system specialist of some sort that actually works on the program. Phone support is always been available to the public. There is no charge. If you download our program to try it and have any questions, please use our toll-free number and ask us any questions. We expect 3, 4, 5 phone calls to help you get started, and then usually you're off and running. Is the program over the internet? No. FarmFact is a workstation application. That is, you install it on your computer and you run it from there. Everything is included the first year if you purchase the program. If you have any updates, or if we have any updates or any phone support you need, remote backup is all included in the first year of purchase. Now, we do have a fee that after the first year we'll send you a bill for the service, or the continuous support fee, and it's not necessarily you pay it, but that's what supplies the or keeps the remote backup that we have built into FarmFact going, and that's what keeps the updates and things going to you. We do like for our clients to download it from our site, or we can send you a CD. And you'd be surprised at how many people do run an accounting system on a computer that's not connected to the internet. But you can still download the program, because we have a provision within our downloader that says, do you want to download and install on this computer, or do you want to download and install on another computer? And if you make that choice, then it will download and put the install package right on your desktop, where you could then copy it onto like a thumb drive and then install it into another computer. But as far as actual data being moved back and forth through the internet, no, it's all at your own site. If you have more than one computer, can you install it on more than one computer, or do you need to buy additional copies? No, we only require one purchase fee per user. And typically, it's not untypical to see it installed on 2 or 3 machines. And it is network compatible. If you have a network setup, you can have the data on one machine and reference that data with additional machines. We'll provide you whatever keys you need to unlock the programs. You do have to be aware of synchronizing if you're not using a network and you're going to have it like on a laptop versus a home machine. You can do a backup and then go to the other machine and do a restore. We'll cover that more in additional training later. And then what about available training? Well, once you've installed FarmFact, now if you visit our site, you know that we have a classroom, and you can click on the classroom button, enter the classroom, and there are some number of titles. At this point in time, there's 17 titles, but those are changing all the time. You can watch those. We usually recommend that you watch the first 2 or 3. And if you like what you see there, if you want to go ahead and do the download, then right from our main site, go ahead and download and install FarmFact, or call our office for a CD. We'd be happy to send the CD out to you. Now, once you have FarmFact installed, you have all kinds of additional training, primarily up in the upper left-hand corner. These are printed manuals. These 3 buttons are PDFs designed to be printed, not to be read on screen. And it states right here, we want you to make this a working copy, because what it primarily is a bunch of screenshots. This one is how to get started. When you first install FarmFact, you're only going to have demo Rogers Family Farm, which is part of the installation, for which you can practice making entries, you can print reports and things, you can work your way around through it. But to actually create your own client, you'll need to click on New, fill in a panel, click here and begin your setup. So these are designed to sort of walk you by the hand, take you and tell you where to click, what to do to get started. We also have video training. Additional video training is available right here. You can continue to watch the videos, the classroom videos, as you actually have the program up. So once you've installed the program, we have a number of training events available to you right here. How many clients can I have on the computer? This is a list of clients. Well, what is a client? A client is a totally unique and separate set of records. Typically, it may be a corporation or a partnership or an individual. In this case, we're showing 4 different clients, of which Demo Rogers Family Farm is one of them. Now, again, as I mentioned earlier, Rogers Family Farm is a demonstration client that's part of the installation. And with it, you can make entries, print reports, view support files, go into inventory. You can explore all of the components of FarmFact with Rogers Family Farm. We also, in our training, recommend that maybe to get started, you create your first client and call it Junk, J-U-N-K, and I'll do that right now. I'm just clicking on New Client, and I'm going to make one called J-U-N-K. I'm not going to bore you with typing in names and address right now, so I'm just going to fill these fields in. But you'll get the idea. Now, we've just created a client, and we have a brand new client. And this new client has no vendors yet. They'll have to be completed. It has no bank accounts. They'll have to be completed. But it has a beginning set of transaction codes. FarmFact breaks everything into categories first. And as I move up and down these categories, you'll see that each category has its own little mini chart of accounts. Any of these items in the chart of accounts can be edited, changed, or additional properties added to, and those will be covered more in the cash accounting training down the road. Let's see, another item. Oh, built-in backup. That's something that is extremely important. When you get into something as detailed as an accounting package, and you may have several years of accounting. For example, Demo has 3 years, for which we can go back in any year yet, print reports, look at data, compare across years, things like that. You don't want to lose all that stuff. So we have also built into it, right next to New Client, we have built-in backup and restore. When you click that button, you have a choice. You have local backup, which is anything that is connected to your computer, a thumb drive, another hard drive, or whatever. We also have remote backup. Now, remote backup won't be available to you until you buy the program, but then for the next year, we'll set you up to make sure you can log in, and you'll have your own space on our server for off-premises or remote backup. Looking into information in the support files, how do you extract information? Where is the information that FarmFact contains? Well, when you click on a different client, all I have to do is click on the client and or click on a different year. When I do that, all of the buttons down here now refer to that client and that year. So I can go into cash accounting, I can look at support files, inventory, invoicing, crop production records, or our image library. Let's go back to Demo to the current year. And I'll give you some examples of how you can extract information. First of all, the support files. The support files are a good way to extract information. And take, for example, vendors. This is a list of people you have done business with for the year. I can select any vendor in the list, such as A1 Machine Shop. Click on Find Entries. There are all the entries that you have recorded for this particular tax year with A1 Machine Shop. All reports come to the screen first. From the screen, you can print the report. You can print the single page you're looking at, or you can save it as a PDF and email it to someone. Now let's close that one, and let's go on to another support area. Okay, like creditor. Creditor is a list of loans that you have within the system. We're going to go, for example, to your operating note. From your operating note, you say, I want to find entries. Okay, do you want to find loans, payments, or loans and payments? And we just want to find loans. FarmFact will now print you a list of all the draws you've taken against that line of credit for the year. And let's move on to like transaction codes. Within the chart of accounts. Now this screen again is what you would use to manage the type of information you want, or what kind of questions you want FarmFact to ask you when you make an entry. Like crop production, you would have the typical seed, fertilizer, chemical, and so on. For example, we'll click on repair and upkeep. Now you notice repair and upkeep has been subdivided. into individual pieces of equipment, baler, combine, and such. So we can have up to 3 layers of information. But if I want to simply look up my repair and upkeep, I click on Find Entries. There's my whole list of entries for repair and upkeep for the year. And if I want to subdivide that into combine, I click on combine, and there's just my combine repair and upkeep entries for the year. You can go to all the different segments of FarmFact and find reports. The central cash side over here, this is where all of our cash accounting is done in this area. Here's your entries, and that'll be covered in the next segment of the demonstration. But you go into the report side, and there's a whole list of ledger type reports, your entry journals, cash flows. You can explore these with the demo account, print them out, take a look, see what they do. Coming over here, for example, to the inventory side, we have a complete inventory system built into FarmFact. You can go to equipment, you can go to farm equipment. Here's a list of your equipment. Each piece has its own maintenance log, and you can print this particular screen if you just want to print the contents of that screen. Or for all of your inventory, you can create from here a balance sheet, and it prints a very nice standard ag balance sheet for you in color, assets, liabilities, current, intermediate, long term, along with net worth. And we'll show you more about that when we get into the inventory segment. Invoices, we have an invoice section. You have reports available to you from invoices. We go over here to crop production screen. You have reports available here. You can build the reports to include whatever information you need. Come into images and documents, and this is a newer segment of FarmFact, where now you can scan in, or you can browse, or you can actually print into our library and maintain, like herbicide labels, balance sheets. You can even print from our balance sheet system. You can print that balance sheet into the library if that was what you wanted to do. So there is a number of ways you extract information from it. One of the other questions we always get is, how hard is it to make an entry into FarmFact? Well, that's what we're going to cover in our cash accounting segment. So that will pretty much cover many of the questions I think we have. One other thing I might mention when we were talking about the training up here at the top, you notice there is a support button and there's an update button. We have built into the system automatic updates, and that of course is through the internet, and you can set frequency, and we recommend weekly, or you can check right now for an update. And if you don't want to be bothered with it checking, you can turn off automatic updates. And for support information, we have another button that brings up our phone number, our contact information. We have remote support available, that if you've got a problem of some sort, we want to link with you. You have to come in here, you click this button, and you invite us to link with you, so we can actually take control of your machine and look at what you're looking at. And you can even order your own supplies if you want check stock from you want to write checks with the system. You can get blank inventory stock with a tear-off return and matching envelopes. All those are built into the FarmFact Control Center. Okay, with that, we'll conclude this part of it, and the next part we'll be going into cash accounting.